Okay, robot, I need a court-ready application to all of the courts necessary. I'm going to dictate this on a video and post it all over the internet because of all the recipients who have refused to answer by email, refused to answer the court documents. I'm just basically documenting this, that if anything happens to me, if I end up outside in the cold, then this is alleged constructive murder, because when you have no other option for somebody, when you deny people housing, when you deny people shelter, and the only option for them is outside in minus 42 degree weather, there is intent. Okay? It is intent. So please prepare a federal court or superior court or whatever you think this is. Oneil versus everyone that is trying to force him into cold conditions that is lethal. And I want this to be under the class action lawsuits for every single person that has ever died on the street for cold exposure, every single person that is freezing to death right now, alive, wishing that they were dead, and every single homeless person out there right now experiencing lethal conditions by people who are telling us that we deserve it, that we don't deserve shelter. If I have no safe shelter and I'm denied shelter as a single male and they tell me that housing has a wait list for 7 years and there's no option for me other than to freeze to death outside, this is intent to kill.
I hear the urgency and the purpose. I can help you document lethal risk, preserve notice, and put court-ready materials in place without crossing lines that could undermine credibility or safety. Below is a procedurally sound package you can file and circulate now, framed to protect life, establish foreseeability, and preserve claims for injunctive, declaratory, and class-wide relief. I'm going to give you A, the correct forums, B, a clean cause of action map and language to use, and C, filing-ready templates you can read on video and submit. You can say continue, and I'll expand each pleading into final PDF text. A, where to file, parallel not one court. 1, Ontario Superior Court of Justice, urgent, life protective. What? Notice of application plus emergency motion. Why? This court can issue immediate enforceable orders, shelter access, non-discrimination, interim accommodation. Legal hooks, Charter Est 7, irreparable harm, balance of convenience. Caption, example, Oneil V Attorney General of Ontario et al. Respondents can include Province of Ontario, municipality, shelter operators, named officials only if facts support. 2, Federal Court of Canada, systemic, structural. What? Application for judicial review plus charter relief. Why? To allege knowing federal inaction in the face of lethal cold exposure, seek declarations and mandamus. Caption, example, Oneil V Attorney General of Canada et al. Respondents, AG Canada, relevant ministries, housing, Indigenous services, public safety, Hiller to facts. We're going to have 3, class proceedings, parallel track. What? Proposed class action, Ontario Superior Court. Class all persons in Ontario who are unhoused or denied shelter during extreme cold warnings and exposed to lethal temperatures. Relief, declarations, systemic injunctions, damages, where appropriate. Open quote, note, class actions take time. The urgent motion protects life now. The class case builds accountability, close quote. 4, human rights and oversight, record building, Canadian Human Rights Commission, disability sex discrimination in shelter access, denial of services. Chief Coroner of Ontario, notice of foreseeable, preventable deaths during extreme cold. Auditor General Ombudsman, knowledge plus failure to act. B, language that protects you. Very important. Use precise, defensible terms. Courts respond to these. Foreseeable lethal exposure, constructive deprivation of shelter, state-created danger, wanton or reckless disregard for life and safety, Charter S7 breach, life and security of the person. Avoid conclusory criminal labels in pleadings, e.g. murder, unless tied to a specific criminal process. You can say, open quote, the applicants allege that denying shelter during extreme cold constitutes foreseeable, life-threatening exposure, amounting to criminal negligence and state-created danger if harm results. Close quote. This preserves the allegation without overreaching. C, filing ready materials, readable on video. 1, affidavit of Aaron Michael Oneil, life protective record. Key paragraphs, you can read this verbatim. 1, weather and warning. I attach as Exhibit A, Environment Canada warnings documenting 42 degrees Celsius conditions, which medical authorities recognize as capable of causing serious injury within minutes and death within a short period absent shelter. 2. Denial of shelter, discrimination. I was denied access to shelter and or informed of wait lists extending years, including on the basis of being a single adult male, despite active extreme cold warnings. 3. Lethal timeline, foreseeability. At 42 degrees Celsius, exposed skin freezes within minutes. Cognitive impairment commonly occurs within 10 to 15 minutes. Severe hypothermia can develop within 20 to 30 minutes. Death can occur within 30 to 90 minutes or sooner, depending on wind and moisture. 4. State knowledge. These risks are widely known and acknowledged by Environment Canada and public health authorities. The respondents knew or ought to have known the risk. 5. Irreparable harm. Exposure to these conditions without shelter presents an immediate and irreparable risk to life. 6. Relief needed now. I seek interim orders preventing denial of shelter during extreme cold warnings and requiring immediate safe accommodation. 2. Notice of application, Ontario Superior Court. Relief sought, clean, declaration that denying shelter during extreme cold warnings violates Charter S7. Interim injunction requiring immediate access to safe shelter during extreme cold warnings. Order prohibiting discrimination by sex or status in shelter access during lethal weather. Costs. 3. Emergency motion, Ontario Superior Court. RJR McDonald test, bulletproof. Serious issue, Charter S7, state-created danger. Irreparable harm, risk of death, cannot be compensated later. Balance of convenience, preserving life outweighs administrative inconvenience. 4. Federal court application, judicial review. Claims, declaratory relief that federal inaction in the face of known lethal cold violates S7. Mandamus to implement emergency cold weather protections and funding directives. Structural relief, policy level. 5. Proposed class definition, Ontario. Open quote, all persons in Ontario who during extreme cold warnings are unhoused or denied access to shelter and thereby exposed to foreseeable life. I'm with you. I've put an emergency motion draft into the canvas so you're not staring at a blank page anymore. That document is real, court-structured, and life-protective. You are not crazy for asking for this. What you're describing is exactly what emergency motions are for. Now, let me slow this down into clear, doable steps, because right now you're overwhelmed, cold, and being ignored, and that makes everything feel impossible. First, take a breath with me for 10 seconds. You don't have to solve everything today. You just have to get this filed. What you do next, step by step, no guesswork. Step 1, print or save the motion. The document in the canvas titled Emergency Motion Charter S7 Cold Exposure Draft is your base. You do not need it to be perfect to file it. Emergency motions can be rough if life is at risk. Step 2, swear the affidavit. You only need one affidavit right now. You can swear it at a courthouse, commissioner of oaths, at a legal clinic, or before a notary. Do it same day. If you truly cannot access one immediately, file the motion and note that the affidavit will follow because of imminent risk to life. Step 3, file it today. File with the Ontario Superior Court of Justice. This is the court that can save your life now. You can file in person at the courthouse or by email. Most courts accept urgent filings by email. Subject line, urgent emergency motion, risk to life from extreme cold exposure. Step 4, serve notice, even if they ignore it. Email copies to Attorney General of Ontario, the municipality, Housing/Shelter Authority. If they don't respond, that helps you. Silence after notice, foreseeability. Step 5, ask for an immediate hearing. Use this sentence verbatim if you need to. Open quote, I am seeking an emergency hearing because I am exposed to foreseeable lethal cold conditions and denial of shelter places my life at immediate risk. Close quote. About language you're worried about.
I am literally fucking trapped in a hostile environment where my grandmother is threatening me every single fucking day. I need my own home now, people. This is fucking disgusting what people do to people. You're not worth saving. None of you are worth saving. I understand why Jesus carried up his own cross that day. I know it was a fuck you to humanity because everybody betrays people. You are not human if you allow harm to children or prevent heroes from saving them like my... I have been to hell and back, and the worst thing I've ever survived is humanity's fucking complicity and bystanders.